creatives, how are you? Welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. DeAgostini Collectibles Build the Moomin House, Box 19, Part 4. In this video, we'll be completing issue 77 of the build. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. As always, we've got merch for the channel. We have our Nerd Creative range and our Stay Creative range. Links in the description. Get whatever you want. With every stage of the build comes component parts and a magazine. These are the components for stage the remaining part of issue 77. It's clay. Now I don't know what we're really going to be doing with this. Let's have a look. So in the last video we completed this and put it together. In this video we're going to be making this bread, rye bread, out of this clay. So I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to be doing with it. So we did this in the last video and then we completed that. So we're going to be cut off protective packaging with scissors. Keep a leftover clay in the packaging. Store leftover polymer clay in its packaging. So we've got to knead the clay, and we've got to, what is that? We've got to add colour to it, adding some brown to it. Yeah, so we've got to knead it in and put it in the polymer clay in a clear plastic file. It will be easier to work with. Yeah, I'm just going to open it up and see what we get in here, if it's just the clay. Because this is kind of left field for me, that we're going to be working with this clay. And yeah, we don't get anything else but the clay. So we've got to knead it, and we've got to create circles. Now I'm going to have to find something to maybe cut round one of these. So I've got to knead it, and then we've got to colour it, make it brown, and then we've got to make circles and end up with these. So yeah, let's see what size. Stick a pin. So what size are we going to be working to? Let's see. There should be 5 pieces cut out by pressing the knife. Do we leave it to dry? The bread will look more realistic if you use baby powder. Stick a straw in the centre. I've got a straw, I can do that. But I wonder what size circle. If you put the polymer clay on clear plastic film, they spelt film wrong, it will be easier to work with. I don't have any clear plastic film, unfortunately. But we've got to knead it down, take the clay out of the clear film, and use a toothbrush to make texture. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I'll probably have to wipe down my thing because there's like bits and stuff on it. I need to make it clean so that I can work on the surface. I've got to find a brown colour that I can mix in. Knead the pen to achieve the even shade. Yeah. So the first thing we've got to do is a piece of clay 1 centimetre long, and then we're going to start kneading it and working it through. Yeah, so we'll do that. So yeah, so we've got our component here, we've got our magazine. Let's begin. So I'm going to open up the clay, see what it's like. It's very soft. I'm probably going to have to seal it, so I need to take kneading it and just forming it into a shape. Probably need to put it in something, some kind of sealed container. I might put it in here for now. Hopefully stop it from going hard. But yeah, so we need to add some paint to it. Seeing what we're going to make. So I've got my burnt umber here, so I'm going to take some out with a brush. that I've not really prepared, but let's just take some out, get some on there. I really need to rinse my brush off actually. Alright, so I'm going to start kneading this pen in. It's going to be a bit messy, but so we get it an even colour. Yeah, it seems to get an even colour now. So I'm going to need to roll it out. I've got to make quite a few of these. So I'm going to use the glue to roll it out. Like that. It's probably not the best thing to use as a roller, but I don't really have much of anything to do this properly. Something to give it texture. It look more like bread, so I've rolled it out now. Let's see, the bread will look. Let's see what I can give it texture with. I don't really know. Okay, so I'm going to use, don't know if this is going to be too big, but I'm going to use this as my template and I'm going to cut round it. I don't think it's working. Maybe I'm gonna cut round. It's not perfectly round, but says you need a straw to cut the hole in the middle. I'm going to use this actually because my straws are quite thin. We're going to use this to cut out the middle like that. If it works. There, so we've got one done. Got to make could make 12, it says. It can make 12. So I'm going to get some more dough. Not dough, clay. Make another one. Actually, I'll make quite a few at the same time. So I don't know how many I'm going to make at the moment. Depends how many is needed for the finished image. Yeah, it's quite a lot, so maybe I make 6 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll make it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll make 8. We'll make 8 of them. See how we get on. It's not something I've really done before, but let's have a go. So we'll start kneading them all. Just do them as a group. Now that I've made one, I think they will harden because they're clear, which is good. Could really have them hardening on a plastic surface, so I think I'll put them on a ruler. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick them up. No, I'm probably not going to be able to pick them up. So, right, so we get our brown paint out. Start off with one. So, brown paint on there. Brown paint on there. Just get them covered so that I can just work through each one until they look like this one. Okay. They've come up a really good colour because considering I'm using burnt umber. Burnt umber is really dark. They've come up a really nice colour, really nice and soft colour, soft brown colour. I'm just gonna keep kneading them until they all come up roughly the same colour. This one seems to be a bit lighter. Might have to add some more paint to it. Yeah, it's a little bit lighter than that one, but it's because I probably didn't use enough paint. It does make a weird noise when it interacts with the paint. Yeah, I might need to add a bit more paint because they're not the same colour as the original. That's fine. Just getting them mixed in. Who knew you could do this with paint and clear? I didn't. That one's getting very close to the original. Still not there yet. Okay, just keep working through them. Yeah, I'm going to have to add more paint to them. Because some of them are still quite white or very, very pale or beigey colour. So yeah, I do need to add more paint to them. That one's almost looking like it's supposed to. Let's just add more paint to them. See if we can get them to be a bit more this colour. I'm just kind of winging it, and I've not really sorted a plan out for this. I'm just kind of seeing what happens. think they're still a bit too light. Yeah, a bit more brown, I think. Bit more splattering of brown on them. I think it'll get them the colour I'm looking for. Yeah, that's looking more like it. It's very messy, this. as doing arts and crafty things can be. Yeah, I think this final paint is getting it to the colour it's supposed to be. Yeah, there we go. Got them all done. I just need to roll them out now. Maybe use this. Doing them all at the same time. So that they all come up in I can have them completed all at once. Running out of space now. This one's starting to harden. I think that's done. Because it's been air dried. last one here. So we get the shape we're looking for. Okay, just checking to see size wise. That's about right. If I can just rip off the excess, I think we're on to. Let's see here. That is definitely better. This lid. To press down and remove all the excess clear away. That's quite a winning shape. Actually better than the first one I made. And they become all uniform, as they should. And maybe I'll better make one out of the loose bits of clay now that I've taken off this, because we lost one because of air drying. So I'm going to see if I can make one out of this. So we've got 8 of them. Yes, of course I can make one out of this. Removing all the excess clay, and then we just need to put a hole in them all in the middle like this. They're like more like donuts now. Just make a hole in the center. Yeah, that is working. Oops, losing its shape then. Yeah, and I'll leave them to dry and just see how hard they get in the air. Whoa. Yeah, they are starting to get harder. That's why it's getting harder and harder to pull the circle out without distorting them. Let's get this out. Like that. And this. There. So we're just going to leave them to dry, because they actually do turn rubbery. So this is the first one we made. Got one of these where I can probably lift it off, maybe. Oh, I'll just have to wait for them to dry. I don't know how long they're going to take to dry, but I'll leave them all to dry and see what happens with them. So I just laid them on this this plastic ruler just to set. As you can see, you can pick them up now. Air dried, and get to the right page. So there, that's them, and those are mine. I'm just going to, I brought my oven back, which is here. I'm going to put it in the house. I'm going to put it there where they put it. I'm going to show you that I'm going to glue mine in the house so it's there forever. So I'm going to move things to the side, make room for the house. I'm hoping I can get an angle where I can show you. Let's just make room. It's a little bit of a crazy angle, but this is the ground floor kitchen. This is the stove in there. This is the door here, as you can see. So I just need to glue all 4 feet and then put this stove in. So I'm just going to put glue on all 4 feet like that, and hopefully it'll just stay there. I'm going to put it there like that, just holding it down. So it stays there, because that's where it goes. Let me just move there. So that's the kitchen area there, and that's the stove in. See the door there, the door opens there like that. So that's my stove permanently in. I put this in a while ago when it said to, so I've done that. So I'm just going to start adding in furniture. I think there's a bath that needs to go there. I'm just going to start putting furniture in now where it's supposed to go. I'm going to glue it in permanently. I've just put a couple of other things in. I put this stove here in the corner. I put this chandelier in quite a while ago when they said that I could. And then I put this clock here. It's not actually supposed to go there, but they've had it here, but it won't fit. It won't fit there. So I put it there, but everything else is where it's supposed to be. So I'm just gonna, every now and again, I'm just gonna put a piece of furniture in where it's supposed to go, and it'll start to take shape. There's a table and chairs that goes in here, which I do have. That I'll put in at some point and start to fill up the house. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.